Hey fragrance friends and enthusiasts, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Scentaur Fragrance Channel, chatting about some beautiful fragrances for you guys and with you guys. Ladies and gents, everybody's welcome here on my channel. Thank you for popping in. What's your scent of the day? How are you doing? Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me here. So let's talk about this beautiful fragrance, Sicilian Cypress, from the house of Makin Scents. This is a new fragrance house. They're kind of a clone house of sorts. I think he's doing a wonderful job out there. Really doing a really beautiful, good job. And this, again, this might be my favorite of the brand that I've tried so far. Sicilian Cypress. It's meant to be a clone of Italian Cypress from Tom Ford, which was discontinued. They brought it back, and I think it's really limited. It's kind of hard to get. I think it might be discontinued again. Probably one of my favorite Tom Ford fragrances of all time. I respect Tuscan leather, really like ombre leather. Costa Azzurro is really great. Didn't have enough longevity for me personally, though. But it's, so Italian Cypress might have been my favorite from the house of Tom Ford. Great fragrance for the gentleman. Really needs to be, talked about and explored. If you like those, how this fragrance sounds, I'm about to talk about, you might want to check that fragrance out. But this one is a really affordable, more available option for you. This one has a lot of cypress to it, quite beautiful. On the top, you get some lime. You get an Italian zesty feel with the fragrance. It invites you to the fragrance. I sprayed it on my hand here, but let's spray it again. Quite a good sprayer on this. I believe it's a 15 ml decant. Really invites you to the fragrance. You get a little bit of a loamy, a little bit of a almost a full-bodied incense feel off the top as well with the lime. Really, really nice though. As the fragrance transitions, you are able to pick up on a little bit more of the DNA of the original. Is this an exact clone? Does it smell the same, or does it have the same quality as the Tom Ford? Honestly, no, even though I really like this fragrance, and I really do want to support Makin Scents with his new brand and this fragrance, it's not really meant to be an exact clone. It's not really supposed to smell exactly the same. But it's still a great fragrance here. The original has mint. It has a beautiful patchouli underneath. It has some woodiness. It has almost a chocolatey, dry chocolatey, really an unsweetened cocoa vibe underneath it. And it was an unbelievable fragrance. It just did things perfect for me. A dark patchouli, beautiful green mint, and a cypressy Mediterranean feel with again an unsweetened dark patchouli with that dark patchouli and dark chocolate vibe underneath. It just did magic for me. This fragrance here, I do get some of that quality, but again, I'm getting more of this lime and I'm getting more of this cypress come through. It's not as rich, it's not as heavy. It's not as, the original Italian Cypress really wasn't, it wasn't so much of a gourmand, but was leaning in that direction, maybe a semi-gourmand. This one, again, brings a little bit more freshness, a little bit more lime, smells a little bit more green. Maybe the gentleman liked that. Maybe that's more of what people wanted. It's still a great fragrance. It really is a solid fragrance. And as gentlemen, I know that you like the oak moss, and this really isn't an oak moss fragrance, but I think that this one certainly does need to be given a chance. This is a great affordable option, a lot more affordable than the original. The original Tom Ford is kind of expensive. Again, the quality here, if you're a stickler for quality, this is a clone house. The quality is not the same. For some people, the quality might not be what they want, but I actually think for a clone house that the quality here, there is richness, more richness than you usually get, a little bit more depth, and I think the blend is a little bit better than a lot of clone houses. Again, Alexandria and Zoha and this one are probably my favorites. Duas are a bit expensive for what they are, but I mean, Duas aren't even bad. But, there are some other clone houses out there, and those are probably my favorite. But this one does a solid good job. I do have to say that this fragrance on my skin does pull out a little bit of a mentholy feel. I don't know exactly where that's coming from or why that is, but I'm getting a little bit of a mentholy type of feel with this fragrance, and it makes this fragrance feel more mature. The original Italian Cypress kind of leaned a little bit mature in its own way, but yet because it had that seductive, almost semi-gourmand qualities about it, I felt like, even though it maybe was a 25 plus fragrance, I felt like everybody could wear it. This one, even though it's fresher with the citrus, it still has a maturity to it, and I probably would say that it's still a 25 plus fragrance. It still has, to me, some maturity to it. So not a bad fragrance, pretty solid. Kind of clone house, and probably my favorite from the house of Makin Scents. Getting into that performance, I'm getting 6 hours or so, maybe 7. It's not the strongest performing fragrance. Again, it's a little bit brighter and citrusy. You get some lime to it. It's not a super strong fragrance, but it's not a bad performing fragrance either. It is a great office fragrance. It's unintrusive, it's inoffensive, and it does a pretty good job. Again, I kind of like fragrances to be in that 8 hour range, and if it's any stronger, I actually want the performance to be less, because if it's that strong of a concentration and it really projects, it'll just project too much for me and my around the people I'm around and situations. Beast mode fragrances usually aren't the best thing around. So, anyways, this fragrance really nice. Does a great job. Compliment factor. Even though if you smell it up close and you're kind of a stickler for quality, this fragrance might seem a little bit odd. The lime is on the top, and again, it's mentholy, and then it has this patchouli, and this you get a tiny hint of the chocolate. I get very little or almost no chocolate of the original, and the cypress quality is here, but the cypress isn't as pronounced, and probably it really isn't as the same quality. I mean, there's no beating around the bush or playing games. The quality with the cypress here, the cypress smell isn't near as good quality, but this fragrance is still a solid release. It still works, and in the air, it actually it does get more compliments. It does smell better than you would suspect, and it is a fragrance that I don't know. It somehow works. It has a little bit of a freshness and greenness and gentlemanly qualities, and somehow comes off as also a little bit exotic in its own way. I don't know why this fragrance just works, but it works, and so that's a good thing, I guess. Price wise, these are some pretty good fragrances around for the price. I think you're getting your money's worth. I'll link the website down below. You can figure out what's it worth to you. You can get these 15 ml decants, and I believe they're around the $20 range. And I think you can get a full size bottle. I think they're around the $50 range. So this brand is not terribly expensive, and I think that you're getting a fair value for what they're offering. Making sense. Pretty cool guy, pretty good guy, I dare say. And these decants are 17 mils. This is probably more than enough if you have a big collection, and you could get a lot of clones and a lot, carry these with you. And the glass feels a pretty high quality, and the glass looks pretty darn good, and the sprayers are good. So this might be the better even way to go. Get yourself a bunch of these, and you can carry them and travel with them a little bit easier. Great fragrances. Carry them in your pocket if you want to reapply throughout the day. So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed my review today. I tried to do this fragrance justice. Maybe one of these days I'll have enough money to save up and buy myself an original bottle. I like this fragrance. It's good, but my heart still yearns for the original. I'm not gonna lie about that, but this is still a great fragrance, and it's gonna be a lot more affordable, a lot more easier to get your hands on, and is gonna do a lot of people really good justice to me for one of the strongest and one of the best releases that Tom Ford ever had. It's a real shame Tom Ford's discontinuing a lot of their fragrances here in 2020. Please keep your head up. And be aware that Tom Ford it's already old news to a lot of people in the fragrance community, but Tom Ford has discontinued a lot of their fragrances, and maybe your favorite fragrance. So if you don't have a backup bottle, if you have to have a backup bottle, be expecting that the prices have probably already jumped through the roof, and you might want to get what you like before it's actually really difficult or truly really expensive to get that Tom Ford that you love. So anyways, guys, I hope that you're safe out there. I hope that you're smelling beautiful. Stay safe, stay beautiful. I'll catch you in the next video, and I do upload really regularly, just about every day. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and tell a friend. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Hope that you're enjoying life and being safe, even though the world's crazy right now. The fragrance helps us enjoy life, and we can still have a couple smiles and still be happy, even though the world is crazy out there. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Wear what you love, rock what you got. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, and bye.